hello again. I'm going to be doing my presentation for this B-29 Super Fortress for history. I'm going to be using my cursor to point at important bits of the plane and using the War Thunder's model of this. You can actually fly it in the game, but I do not have hundreds of hours to research for it. Anyways, moving on. As you can see, it is a very large, sleek design. Very circular for a plane. This was not done very often. Normally they'd be taller and skinnier, but they went with a very round design to keep it simple, and it's kind of the times. They chose round, very circular and straight lines. The tail fin is very long and large. Even things down to the glass choices where it is bubbled, and the side canopy for the gunners to look out of are bubbled. The top gunnery like gauging bubble is also rounded nicely. The turrets, as you can see, are not clear. You cannot see out of them. That is because of a new technology. They used remote controlled turrets. The gunners actually sat in the middle in a pressurized cabin, which was also a new thing, and turned the guns with remote control and had aim assist, which again, another modern advance. This whole plane was optimized to go as far as possible. It could be launched from anywhere and drop bombs on anything. It had a huge payload, as you can see, up to 2,000 pounders, or 2,500s, which is a lot. It goes in pounds of explosive force, so the bombs did not weigh 500 pounds each, but they could explode with that much force. As you can see, it has very good turret cover. You cannot sneak up on this thing. It can shoot basically any direction with very high accuracy with the new remote controlled and aim assist. So you did not want to go up against this thing. It could also climb extremely high, so some planes couldn't even get to it. Even our pursuit and cover planes couldn't climb very good up to it. They could probably if they wanted to, but it didn't need cover most of the time. It sadly was not used very much. We would have liked to have had it earlier in the war, but it just wasn't designed and built fast enough. It came across problems, and it finally came out near the end of the war, and famously ended it. It dropped both atomic bombs on Japan. It did have the ones that did drop it were modified with some turrets taken off and lightened up so that it could climb higher and fly faster, so that it could get away from the explosion. That's one of its most famous points and most well known. This is its father actually back here, the B-24 Liberator, which could carry much less, and it also could go way shorter. So this was actually a huge upgrade from the old one. It also needed about the same, even though it was much bigger, in crew members. I'll show you the armaments, which is a very nice thing about this game. It shows you armor and interior. It had very nice protection for all the people. The gunners actually sit here, as you'll see later, and a gunner also sits here. There you go. There's the people. The gunners sit in a triangular formation and turn the guns and shoot at things. There is actually a bombardier that sits in the front and kind of looks down, and there are two navigators, but they're not in the game because they're kind of not necessary for the game, but they are there. You just can't see them in this model. You can see these are the fuel tanks. It had lots of fuel so that it could go very far. It could fly on just a couple, and probably about 3 to 2 engines, but obviously it would it's better to have all of them. Anyways, there's a nice panning shot of it. It's very reflective with its camouflage that they chose to go with a very silver reflective design to make it hard to see in the sky, not on the ground. But it is much harder to see in the sky. But yeah, there's the B-29 Super Fortress.